It's video from one of the last times Pamela Alcantara was seen alive, just before she walks inside the elevator to her Bronx apartment building. Just days later, she was found dead inside a red suitcase near the Sawmill River Creek in Yonkers Thursday morning, according to sources. The 26-year-old's cause of death has not yet been determined, but police sources tell us her ex-boyfriend is now a person of interest in her disappearance.
The last person who said it was her boyfriend.
She was just not saying that she was scared. She just said, "Mom, I just want you to pray for me."
Now, police sources say Thursday morning an NYPD license plate reader picked up her ex-boyfriend's car, who again is now a person of interest. Her family also says they knew something was off when she didn't attend church Sunday. After reaching out to police, they contacted her mother, who lives in the Dominican Republic, to aid in the search. But sadly, the worst possible news came up when she was found dead. So far, we're not hearing of any charges that have been filed against the ex-boyfriend, but of course, we will keep you posted on any new developments that may arise throughout the day.
Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you I came out there that pushed this word in truth and in sincerity. We have the body of a 26-year-old Dominican woman who was a Christian, a devoted Christian worshiping Jesus, a.k.a. Serapis Christus, the other white meat, found in a suitcase on a Sawmill Parkway leading to Yonkers. Now, I'm familiar with that parkway because I used to frequent that parkway when I also go to Mount Kisco. But, yeah, in a red suitcase. And now they're saying that her boyfriend is a person of interest. I don't know what happened between them, the circumstances, but I do know the Lord brought forth judgment upon this woman. The Lord put the spirit on if it's a boyfriend or if it was someone else. But that was the spirit of vengeance. That was the spirit of vengeance that the Lord put on whoever did that to her. To take her out and put her to death. You know? And that's how the Lord works, man. And people don't realize that. They would say, oh, it was Satan, it was this, it was that. No, the Lord sanctioned her death. Nothing happens without the Lord sanctioning what happens, man. The Lord put that spirit on whoever did that to commit that act. This is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. And whoever did that to her laid upon her sore strokes. How and what instrument of weapon that was used to delete her, I don't know. Whether she was stabbed up, shot up, beat with a billy club, sliced with a sickle. I don't know. A sickle is a curving instrument that's used to chop grass or sugar cane. Nevertheless, it could be a deadly weapon. It says back in the book of Sirach chapter 39 verse 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, and the Lord creates these spirits for vengeance upon the wicked, on vengeance upon those that do not fear the Lord, that worship other gods. And she was definitely worshiping another god. She was going to church, worshiping Jesus. White man Jesus was her God. Not Yahweh Shai. White man Jesus was her God. And now here, she know the truth. But she had to feel that pain. And now after death, she know that she's an Israelite and she was worshiping a fake deity. It says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Who is that in their fury? Them angels. Because the Lord sanctioned somebody's death and the angel will carry it out to the T. The Lord will put the spirit on someone to carry out what he wants to be carried out. It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made him. The Father of spirits is Yahweh. Let's read that again so it can sink in. This is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts. When you see somebody get, check it out, somebody get burned to death, or somebody die of starvation, which is famine, or get put to death by a gun. These were all spirits that was created for vengeance. Also, teeth of wild beasts, when somebody get mauled to death by a pit bull, or if you in the mountain regions and you get mauled to death by a mountain lion or bear, that was the spirit created for vengeance that the Lord put on that bear or that mountain lion to maul you to death. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword. Modern day sword is a gun. What happened to that Luke said that rapper in Texas with his daughter? I forget his name because I'm not into that rap shit no more. But he perished with his daughter. That was the spirit of vengeance on them two monkeys that whacked him out like that. Whacked him and his daughter out like that. Spirits of vengeance. It says, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandments. Whose commandments? Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah's commandments. And they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Whose word? Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah. Once the Lord sanctions your death, they're going to carry out to the T. They're going to whack you out. In any manner, whether you get chopped up and put in a suitcase, shot in the head and left in a dumpster, whether you get into a car accident, like Angie Stone, whether you drown, it doesn't matter. Those are spirits of vengeance. And whoever get put to death, whoever perished, they wasn't innocent. They could be innocent in this life of a newborn baby, meaning baby is 3-4 years old. Physically, you innocent, but spiritually, you've been around before. You got that's an old soul in that new body. So perhaps you're paying for something you did in your previous life. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6, explaining and showing you that the Lord sanctions death. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Straight and to the point, man. So it can sink in. Let's read it again. The Lord killeth. Like he killed this chick right here. And maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Simple. The Lord sanctioned her death, and now she's in the spirit world in her right state of mind, not worshiping white man Jesus. If she was devoted to that shit, and her boyfriend is so-called a person of interest, so what was going on behind closed doors, who knows? I don't know. Slaki. I don't know. Only her boyfriend Only the Lord and her boyfriend knows now because she can't tell anything. Dead women tell no tales. But she wasn't innocent. She was 26 years old. I'm quite sure she had multiple boyfriends, so she was an adulteress. I'm quite sure he wasn't the only man that entered to her womb. And plus she was first and foremost, she was worshiping a false god, Jesus. And that name does not even exist. That history goes back to Ptolemy Soter and Ptolemy Philadelphus, Serapis, Christus. That same old decrepit deity was resurrected during the time of the Borgias. And she was worshiping that shit. She wasn't innocent. Whatever she did in this life or in her previous life or both, the Lord brought forth judgment on her. This is Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. I don't know her story, what she did, but I do know that the Most High sanctioned her death. The Lord had her deleted. He whacked her out. She was from the Bronx, the Fordham Road section of the Bronx. She was found in a suitcase on Sawmills Parkway in Yonkers. The Lord whacked her out. Job, once again, 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent. Was she innocent? Of course not. Because if she was innocent, she'd be still alive today. But the Lord sanctioned her death because she was not innocent. No one is innocent that walked this earth because we have lived numerous lives. Same spirit, different body. Ancient spirit, different body. No telling what she did in her previous lives. Where the Lord sanctioned her death in this life. Will she go out in a horrific death like she did, being stuffed in a suitcase? It is what it is, man. She wasn't innocent. No one is innocent. No one is innocent in this life. It says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. There's an old saying in the scriptures, whatever a person sow, that shall he also reap. If you sow in wickedness, you're going to reap it. If you sow in wickedness and do all kind of fucked up shit, you're going to reap what you sow. You sowing it, you're going to reap it. Using an adulteress, having multiple partners. She wasn't an ugly woman. Who knows what she was doing? Hey, a lot of Dominican women, they out there, they loose. They loose. I'm not pointing no fingers, but who's in most of these brothels? I'm going to leave it like that. And ain't nothing wrong with going to a brothel. Some are more than others, but I mean, that ain't the point right now. It says, verse 9, by the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. And that's what happened to this young lady right here, 26 years old, pretty, vibrant, but probably had a nasty, wicked soul, man. Pretty face, but deep inside ugly. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying, man. The Lord had her get put to death. The Lord whacked her out. That's all I know. The Lord whacked her out. And more proof that the Lord whacked her out. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. Did you hear that? The Lord killed her. He said, listen again. Let it sink in. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am he, Yahweh, the Father of spirits. And there is no God with me. She was worshiping a false deity named Jesus. And that word Jesus don't even exist because the letter J came about in the 1500s by John Trissino, and Apostle Gabal always bring that information out. So when Yahweh Shah was walking the earth, there was no such thing as a Jesus. When you go to the Greek, it's Jesus Christos. But you can't try telling a wacky-tacky ass Christian that shit. And these Dominicans, they look at the white man as God, just like the so-called Puerto Ricans, just like the so-called black man. When they see these devils, they see God. And that's why the Lord's going to drop a lot of you niggas out there. A lot of the 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, there's going to be more judgment like this coming down the pipe. It says, back in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39, see now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. I guarantee you, when she was going through that turmoil, when she was getting put to death or about to be whacked out, she was praying the white man Jesus. And the white man Jesus come to save her? Of course not, because he does not exist. Of course not. She didn't call upon Yahweh. Why Yahweh? She called upon Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus, help me. And Jesus never came to help her because he does not exist. Get that through your thick skulls. You stupid people. You degenerate 2/3. It says, For I lift my hand to heaven and say, I live forever, the Father of spirits, who has no beginning or ending. And it says, for I lift my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I wet means sharpen, that word wet means to sharpen, W-H-E-T means to sharpen my glittering sword, my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies. And that's what came upon her, the Lord's judgment. If verse 41, Deuteronomy 32, verse 41, if I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, that was brought upon her, the Lord's judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies. She was an enemy of the Lord. She didn't worship the Lord. She was worshiping white man Jesus. And will reward them that hate me. And her reward was getting put to death, being deleted. I don't know her story, what she did, but I do know this, the Most High put her to death. As the days progress, more on this story is going to come out. And I may do another video on this, another lesson on this, but hey, judgment been brought upon this woman. And whoever did that to her, the Lord's going to bring judgment on him or her as well. And that's how the Lord gets down. So, hey, man, you got to understand something. This is the Lord's program. Either you get with it or get deleted. I'm quite sure she ran across, because she's living in the Bronx. So you mean to tell me you never ran across a Hebrew Israelite camp? Where it's IUIC, ISUPK, Great Millstone? You ran across a video or a live camp. You live in the Bronx. So you mean to tell me you never ran across a camp? Was you a scoffer? Did you scorn? Did you talk shit? I pose that question. I'm not saying she was, but I'm quite sure she living in the Bronx, in New York City. The main camp is in New York City. I'm quite sure she ran across the Hebrew Israelites before. Whether it's Great Millstone, ISUPK, or IUIC, she ran across a video or two. Was she a scoffer? Was she a scorner? Who knows? This is Psalms chapter 68, verse 20. He that has our power is the God of salvation. And salvation is only for the elect, the 144,000, that's going to be aristocrats ruling with Yahweh Shah. It says, and unto God the Lord bringeth the issues from death. So, once again, the Lord sanctioned her death and whacked her out. So, many great miseries like this is coming. 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them, and in the latter time shall dwell on the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. She was a devoted Christian, but she was going to one of them goddamn Dominican churches with Cesare Borgia plaster everywhere, eating shrimps, crabs, pork. Thinking she's serving the Lord. And it clearly tells you in the scriptures the dietary law, what you can eat, what you cannot eat. Showing that these people do not read the scriptures. As she was a devoted Christian, reading the scriptures daily, she would have known in Leviticus is a dietary law that you can eat, what you cannot eat. But she didn't know anything. She was a young Dominican woman, chasing her dream, probably being promiscuous, because she was very pretty. So I let you leave it to your imagination what she was doing. Hey, it's a tragic thing that happened to her, but that was judgment of the Lord. I mean, do I feel sorry for her? If I was thinking carnally, I would be like, okay, that was fucked up. But when you become a man and you think like a man, you think on a spiritual level, you know that was judgment from the Lord, man. So I can't say that I feel sorry for her, because I don't. That was just her judgment. If I was thinking on a carnal level, perhaps, maybe I would feel sorry. The way she was stuffed in a suitcase and left in the bushes on Sawmill Parkway. Because when you go up, and you know that area, it's wooded. So her body was discarded in the woods in a goddamn red suitcase. Luckily, she was discovered before the animals got to her. Because you got little coyotes and things like that that's in that region over there. Because it's a wooded area. But she was discovered before that happened to her. So she didn't become coyote or any other, or raccoon or food for raccoon or coyote. She just was discovered, stuffed in a suitcase. It is what it is. Cautionary tale. Judgment is coming. More judgments are going to come. Stay prayed up. Repent. And come back to the truth and live in power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. There's no other power other than Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And you're going to find that shit out real soon, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So with that, I'm going to give all praises once again, honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone once again. Salutations you Akim out there that push this word in truth and sincerity. With that, Shalom.